Sales is hard. That's just the reality of it. 80% of success in sales is psychology, 20% is mechanics. Today, I want to go over 8 things that I wish I knew about sales to avoid all of the pain and suffering that I went through in the beginning. Let's get started. Welcome to the Street Leadership Channel, where we empower leaders to overcome adversity, increase their revenue, and scale their business. The first one is that sales allows you to get paid what you're worth. Most of us are conditioned our entire life being told we're worth $10, $12, $20 an hour, and we put this lid on ourselves and what we can achieve. And when we get started in sales specifically, those limits are taken away. We have the ability every single day to be able to go and write our own check. And for a lot of people, that can be scary, especially if they've never done it before. A lot of people want that safety and security of having a guaranteed paycheck. But when you take away those limits, you realize that you can actually out-earn almost any other profession. So being in sales allows you to not only exponentially increase your income, but it removes any limitations on yourself. The second one is you have to feed and strengthen your mind every single day. There are literally books or audio programs on everything you need to be successful in sales, whether it's mindset, whether it's a skill set, learning how to communicate. Anything that you need in order to be successful has already been taught by somebody. For me personally, I was a C student at best. I failed out of college. But even in spite of that, I never stopped learning. I committed to developing myself as a leader. I started to learn leadership development. I learned sales. I learned how to control my emotions, control my attitude. And ultimately, the greatest investment that you can make is the one that you make into your own mind. And as you continue to add value to yourself, you become more valuable to those around you. The third one is that proximity is power. And what I mean by that is, I'm sure you guys have heard the saying that you could take the 5 people that you're closest to and you're going to fall somewhere in between that. When I first got started in sales, I realized that the people that I was going out and hanging out with and partying with probably weren't the best people for me to be associating with. And I realized very early on that we had kind of different visions for our life. And when you get started in sales, you start to surround yourself with people that are more like-minded, that are trying to achieve something greater. When you're around, 5 people that want to go to the bar or do drugs or, run around and do stuff that's unproductive, you're probably going to be in the same situation. However, if you're around a bunch of people that, they want to go to the gym, they're, reading or developing themselves, they're out there hustling and grinding every single day, it's automatically going to elevate you to another level. And so proximity is power. You have to get yourself around people that have the same vision as you, that are going in the same direction as you, because if you're hanging around 5 millionaires, eventually you're going to be the same. The fourth one is fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Most people are scared to even get started because they're fearful of what happens if it just doesn't work out. The truth is that even if it doesn't work out, you get up and you're able to try again. But when you don't even get started, you don't even put yourself in the game and give yourself an opportunity. Even if you fail, failure is a stepping stone to success. There's nobody who's ever succeeded in anything that didn't have failure along the way. But what stops most people from being successful is just the fear of even getting started, especially when it comes to commission-only sales. Most people are conditioned that's a negative thing. You might go out and you might make no money. And there's some truth to that. There may be a day where you do go out and you make $0. But there may also be the next day where you go out and you make $1,000. And you can't do that at a regular job. So you have to change your mindset around fear. And courage is not the absence of fear. Courage means that even when that fear is there, you do it anyways. And courage just means that all of these things may be a possibility, but regardless, I'm just going to take the next step. And if we continue to just take the next step and the next step, even if we do have some failures along the way, we're going to keep moving forward. If you're interested in getting started with us and coming to work with me personally, click the link below and you'll be able to join our team. We have multiple positions across the US open, and we would love to have you a part of our team and to be a part of your journey. Number 5, your dreams have a price. Sacrifice is also a part of being successful, especially in sales. You can't get something for nothing. You're gonna have to give up in order to go up. And in sales, maybe it's giving up some of your time. Maybe it's waking up a little bit earlier. Maybe it's working a little bit later. Maybe it's giving up your security and your peace of mind for the uncomfortableness of commission only. But there's always going to be sacrifices that you're going to have to make on the journey towards success. Like I talked about earlier, maybe it's giving up the social group that you're used to hanging out with. Maybe it's giving up partying on the weekends or drinking during the week. Whatever those things may be for you, you have to realize that there's going to be certain anchors that you have that are holding you back. And the sooner that you get rid of those, the sooner you're going to be able to get to the next level. Number 6, success is a numbers game. One of my favorite things to teach our sales team is about the law of averages. And essentially what the law of averages is, it states that the more that you do something, eventually you're going to get the result that you're looking for. One of the things I teach my guys is, we like to measure all of our data, right? So I run door-to-door sales teams, and so we measure how many doors we're knocking on, how many conversations we have, how many bills we're getting in our hand, and how many deals we're actually closing. And so if I know that it takes, 10 conversations in order for me to close 3 sales, then if I have 30 conversations, I'll close 9 sales. If I know that it takes me knocking on 50 doors to have 10 conversations, then I know I need to knock on 150 doors to have 30 conversations. And so everything in sales is a numbers game that you can reverse engineer to be able to get the outcome that you're looking for. So if you're willing to put in the effort and you know what your numbers are, if I do X, it will equal Y. Number 7, mindset is everything. Like I said in the very beginning, 80% of success is your psychology. 20% is mechanics. So you have to make sure that you are protecting the golden goose and that you're putting good things into your mind on a consistent basis. And same thing like I talked about earlier with reading books and developing yourself. All of those things are compounding in your life that's going to ultimately lead to more success in the future. But if you don't have your mindset right, unfortunately, you're not going to be successful in probably anything. So it all starts up here. And once you get this thing right, everything else will take care of itself. And the last one is hard work beats talent. What skyrocketed my own success was not that I was the most talented. My regional manager used to call me in front of the room and say, look at this guy, he's overweight, he's not very good looking, not that intelligent, but he does exactly what we coach him to do, and that's why he's successful. And really, I was coachable, but I was also just willing to outwork every single person around me. Everybody else might come into the office at 10, and I would be there at 8:30. Everybody else would want to leave at 7, and I would work till 8 o'clock. And when you have that type of mindset, nobody can ever take that away from you. Somebody could be more talented than you, but if they're not willing to put the same level of work that you're willing to, you're going to beat them every single time. You get to control your hard work. You get to control your work ethic. And if you're willing to do what other people won't do, you'll be able to have what other people can't have. And this is just the beginning of your journey. I've created a whole series of videos to help you be more successful in sales. I want to be able to mentor you the same way that Tony Robbins and John Maxwell have mentored me. So click the next video on your screen, and I'll see you there.